Time now for your forecast first. WRBL News 3 First Alert Weather.
A few light showers, some areas seeing some foggy, low visibility conditions, even some showers back across just north of the Interstate 85 corridor around Tallapoosa County. But overall, the big storm system still getting its act together. It'll be in our neck of the woods tomorrow afternoon between 3 to 10 o'clock tomorrow. We'll time out those showers coming up, but overnight forecast pretty consistent, cloudy and overcast, but more coming up in that first alert forecast. You're watching WRBL News 3 on your side.
Straight ahead, a soldier with Fort Benning ties slated to receive the nation's highest military honor 16 years after his death. We'll tell you about the heroic actions of Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash.
Next, the emotional toll murder takes on a family. We take you to a hearing for a suspected shooter.
Plus, the Carver Tigers fighting for their first state championship since 2007. The News 3 sports team in Atlanta to bring you the highlights. News 3 Evening Edition starts right now.
On your side, this is News 3 Evening Edition.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for trusting News 3. I'm Teresa Whitaker.
And I'm Phil Scoggins. For the second time this year, a soldier with strong connections to Fort Benning will receive the nation's highest military honor.
The White House announced this afternoon that Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash and 2 others will be honored. News 3's Chuck Williams joins us now with more. Chuck.
Teresa, Phil, Sergeant First Class Cash was assigned to a Fort Benning unit in Iraq when he was mortally wounded in October 2005. Cash becomes the first black service member to receive the Medal of Honor for actions in Iraq or Afghanistan. Cash was assigned to Fort Benning's 1st Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Brigade, 3rd Infantry Division deployed to Iraq. He was in a Bradley fighting vehicle that rolled over a bomb and burst into flames. Despite his own injuries, Cash went into the burning vehicle multiple times to pull others out. He died stateside 3 weeks later. Cash, Sergeant First Class Christopher A. Solis, and Master Sergeant Earl D. Plumley will be awarded the medals December 16th at the White House posthumously. Retired Command Sergeant Major Jeff Mellinger was assigned to Iraq at the time Cash was wounded, though he was not in Cash's unit.
I'm glad to see especially Sergeant Cash's award because that's a long time coming. He saved a lot of lives, and he clearly risked his life each and every time he went back into that vehicle to bring one more of his soldiers out. Not a doubt.
Columbus resident retired Colonel Ralph Puckett was awarded the Medal of Honor in May by President Biden. The 95-year-old Puckett was honored for his actions in Korea in 1950. 2 men, former Fort Benning Commander Lieutenant General Gary Brito and Colonel Jimmy Hathaway, fought for Cash's Silver Star to be upgraded. When Cash was killed, Brito was the battalion commander and Hathaway was his company commander. Phil, Teresa.
Thanks so much, Chuck. Sergeant First Class Christopher Solis, also slated to receive the Medal of Honor, has ties to Georgia as well. He was assigned to the 75th Ranger Regiment in Savannah when he was killed in Afghanistan in 2018.
In Columbus, a Superior Court judge has declined to reduce the bond for a man awaiting trial in a 2020 murder near Casita Road and 27th Avenue. Frankie Walker is charged with shooting 60-year-old Richard Watson to death in April of last year. Walker has been held on a $175,000 bond since his arrest in May 2020. He's accused of shooting Watson when Watson stepped into a domestic dispute involving Walker. His attorney, Stacey Jackson, was arguing for a $140,000 bond, while the state wanted to increase it to $250,000. Instead, Judge Culpepper redistributed the existing bond to cover additional aggravated assault and gun charges added after Walker's arrest. Watson's sister says this ordeal has been difficult on their family.
After my brother was murdered, 5 months later, my sister couldn't take it, so she fell dead with a heart attack at my other sister's home. It was just so overwhelming because we never had this to happen in our family before. It just devastated every last one of us. It has affected the whole family.
A trial date has not been set.
Columbus police are still investigating 4 days after a businessman was killed as he tried to make a deposit at a Synovus bank. On Monday, 45-year-old Amit Kumar Patel was gunned down outside the entrance to the Synovus Bank on Buena Vista Road. The bank is adjoined to the Columbus Police Department's East Precinct. Patel was the owner of the Pyramid Food Mart on Buena Vista Road. That's about a mile from the scene of the crime. Police say the shooter took the deposit Patel had on him. Synovus has released the following statement about the incident, reading in part, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with all who are so deeply impacted, first and foremost, the victim's family, and also our team members. We have offered direct support to Mr. Patel's family and business partners, as well as to our team members and customers who were on site during the incident. As always, we continue to make the safety of our team and our clients our highest priority," end quote. You can read that full statement on WRBL.com. And as we head to the break, again, we want to thank you for trusting News 3.
Coming up, we'll show you a gingerbread construction 1,000 hours in the making. But first, it's time to check in with Cody.
All right, we have a battle of some temperatures here. We have 70s on the south side. We also have some cloudier, foggier conditions up towards the north. The warm front is making its way through the area, but we're also tracking changes tomorrow. We're talking about that cold front coming through the area by the afternoon. We'll time it out in this first alert forecast that's coming up.
News 3 is on your side with Teresa Whitaker, Phil Scoggins, Chief Meteorologist Bob Jeswald, and sports with Rex Castillo. On your side, you're watching WRBL News 3 Evening Edition.
If you're looking for a fun and free event to get you into the holiday spirit this season, the hotel at Auburn University invites you to visit their gigantic gingerbread village.
News 3's Elizabeth White takes a look.
The Gingerbread Village here at the hotel at Auburn University is a sight to behold. Tonight, Chef Dallas Key takes us inside the construction of this confectionery masterpiece.
This is a huge undertaking for us. We spend about 1,000 hours total on it. We start making gingerbread about mid-October. So here we have Langdon Hall. We have Sanford Hall here. And then if we move back here to the back, we have our President's Mansion, as well as the chapel. We have Ag Park Pavilion and Storybook Farm. And as you can see, the massive amount of candy on everything, we use about 75 pounds of candy, 275 pounds of gingerbread, 125 pounds of icing, 225 gelatin sheets, 20 pounds of gum paste, and approximately 1,000 hours of construction. So my department, we actually make all the gingerbread and get the gingerbread on the buildings, but then we all come together as one team and to get this done.
What is it like, Chef Key, when you see the delighted faces of children as they look at the village?
Oh, it's definitely heartwarming for sure.
And the community is invited to come out and look at the Gingerbread Village on your own. It will be up until January 3rd. Reporting in Auburn, Elizabeth White, WRB on News 3, on your side.
You're watching News 3 Evening Edition. More news straight ahead.
But first, here's a look at what you can expect tonight on News Nation.
Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. The alarming new carjacking trend making Grand Theft Auto a whole lot easier. How thieves are repurposing a popular tech item to track and steal cars. That's tonight on Dan Abrams Live. Now here's Ashley with a look at Banfield.
Thanks, Dan. Tonight on Banfield, it goes from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat, but the consequences can be lethal. Tonight, policing in America. Plus, spoiler alert, the Sex and the City sequel drops and so do fans' jaws. Someone dies. That's tonight on Banfield on News Nation.
You can watch News Nation in primetime each night starting at 8 Eastern.
Take a look at your screen to find News Nation on your television provider. We're back in 3 minutes.
Hurt by a big truck? 1-800-CALL-KEN.
One call, that's all.
on your side. Meteorologist Cody Nickel has your first alert forecast.
Welcome back. We have just one shower on the radar. It's just outside of the News 3 viewing area. Even some light rain that's not getting picked up across parts of some of our northern counties. That's where we have what we call the wedge still in place. But a little bit closer to this shower, just outside of Lee County, south of Dadeville, around the lake there. And then that's going to be potentially moving up into parts of Chambers County near Waverly, Lafayette. But overall, the shower chances tonight are very slim. Just a fine mist may still find its way in the forecast, but overall that warm front is centered somewhere just halfway across the News 3 viewing area, and that's why we have temperatures in the middle 70s for Clayton, Clio, even some clear skies as you get down towards Eufaula. Cloudier though, where we have the middle 60s, even that low visibility, low ceiling with the foggy conditions, just because of that boundary that is draped across the two-state area here, and that's going to slowly make its way up towards the north. So once we get some clearing, conditions improve. That may actually not help our situation for tomorrow if we get some daytime heating, break in the clouds. But overall, the severe weather setup today is still really it's not really set up right now. We do have that tornado watch, just one warning outside of Dallas, but we have the whole overnight to go, and even for us, it's going to be the afternoon. Here's a wide view of that perspective. You can see a good line of showers and thunderstorms that move through the area. It does weaken a little bit, so that is some good news, but the frontal boundary does come in, bringing some cooler conditions to our area. So a little bit closer. Overnight tonight, the clouds may break across parts of Columbus, but overall we still expect maybe a few areas of some light rain, foggy conditions. So if you do head out late tonight, just keep that in mind, especially the far northward you go with the conditions of fog. But overall, 10 a.m. tomorrow, maybe even some light showers. Depending upon the breaks in the clouds will also determine our severe weather chances, but we anticipate the greatest chance for severe weather going to be somewhere between Eufaula to Ellaville northward. You can see as that line pushes in to our neck of the woods around 5 o'clock. So damaging wind gusts, isolated tornado possible. That's going to be very low. We still may get one or two across parts of Alabama, but overall into the evening hours for your Saturday, it does weaken. We will have some rain behind the main line, but overall, rainfall total should be around a ½ inch or less. Not a lot of rain with this as it pushes into the area. And then as we get into Sunday morning, some early morning clouds, cooler conditions, also breezier behind the frontal boundary. And we're going to turn cool as we get into Monday morning as well, with those temperatures dropping potentially into the 30s. So today's severe weather risk is from the mid-south up towards St. Louis, with the highest shading there of the red. But overall for us, lower, we're talking about 1 out of 5. And you can see Ellaville to Eufaula up towards the northwest with the greatest risk. But for tomorrow, the highest risk is going to be over Huntsville and then back towards north of Tuscaloosa. So overall, weakening, but still we may have a few wind gusts that could bring down some trees for tomorrow. 64 through the overnight, foggy and cloudy, south wind 5 to 10. Tomorrow, middle 70s again, 74, strong to severe storms between the window of 3 to 10. We think the greatest chance is going to be on the earlier time frame. Maybe about 5 to 6 is where we could see that move through Columbus, but overall conditions improve for the second half of the weekend for Sunday. And then we do have some cooler temperatures in the 30s. Afternoon highs get to near 70 degrees by next week, but that chance of rain does go out of the way of this forecast, and we're talking about sunny, dry, and calmer for next week.
All right, thank you so much, Cody. We have a weather-related note to pass along.
The threat of the inclement weather Saturday evening that Cody referenced has forced the cancellation of tomorrow night's drive-through nativity at First Baptist Church in downtown Columbus, but it will go on as scheduled Sunday night from 6 to 8.
Ahead in sports, Carver, one of 2 Class 4A football teams left standing in the Georgia high school football season.
And today we find out which team will be crowned as the state champion.
Coming up after the break, we'll take you to Atlanta, where our News 3 sports team has an update from the title game.
your side. Sports Director Rex Castillo and WRBL News 3 Sports.
The Carver Tigers have fallen just short of a state championship, losing 35-28 to Benedictine.
The News 3 Sports team joining us now for a recap of how it came down in Atlanta.
Bringing in everybody, I'm Rex Castillo, joined by Jack Patterson. We are here at Center Park Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, the site of the GHSA State Football Championships. Jack, this is where Carver and Benedictine square off for the state's biggest prize.
That's right, Rex. The Tigers have waited 14 long years to get to this point, and now to get the state's ultimate prize, they got to go through one of its toughest teams.
Well, this game kicked off earlier this afternoon. Here's how it all went down in the first half between the Tigers and the Cadets. Carver elects to defer to the second half, so that means Auburn commit Holden Gerner and the Cadets get the ball first. And on the Cadets' first drive, BC already in the red zone. Handoff to Justin Thomas, walks in for the 4-yard touchdown. Cadets now lead 7-zip. Start of the second quarter, here comes Carver. On 4th and 8, DJ Riles connects with Cameron Hudson for the 23-yard touchdown strike. Tigers back in business. The 2-point try, no good, so Carver trails 7-6. Just 1 minute later. Holden showing why he's heading to the Plains. Facing third down, Gerner connects with the Georgia baseball commit one more time. Thomas has 61 yards to paradise. Cadets jump ahead 14-6. Tigers have a counterpunch of their own. Flip mode activated. Jaden Friedel hits the Jets, goes 59 yards to Pater. And guess what? Hits the post. 2-point try is good. We're tied at 14 apiece at halftime. So that's how it all went down in the first half, but also, Jack, massive news about the Auburn men's basketball program. The NCAA made their judgment on some violations dealing with former assistant head coach Chuck Person.
That's right, Rex. When we're talking about just this saga has been going on for 2-3 years now. There's been a cloud over this program, but the Tigers can finally move forward with today's decision.
Some of the highlights from that decision: head coach Bruce Pearl has to serve a 2-game suspension. He'll serve one of those starting against Nebraska when they play in Atlanta, and also 4 years probation for the Tigers, but still, they can dance in March. Jack, huge news for Auburn.
It's a huge news for this team. A top 20 squad right now. Projections already have them in the 4th or the 5th seed in the NCAA tournament, and a lot of room to improve. So big news for Auburn.
We'll go into more detail of that and this state championship game between Carver and Benedictine. Full highlights and full recap. For Jack Patterson, I'm Rex Castillo from Atlanta, Georgia. But guys, stick around. We have more News 3 coming up right after this.
watching WRBL News 3 Evening Edition.
All right, Cody, all eyes on what might happen tomorrow, right?
That's right. Our window is 3 to 10 o'clock tomorrow. That's really when we expect the front to come in for our East Alabama counties around 3 to Central. A few of those could be on the stronger side. Damaging wind gusts, tornadoes are possible, but very low. But once the system is out, we are talking about a cooler, breezier Sunday. So a good second half of the weekend in terms of weather-wise. And then as we get into next week, we do have some calmer and sunnier conditions in the forecast as well.
All right, thanks so much, Cody. And we thank you for watching News 3 Evening Edition.
Have a safe and pleasant evening, everyone.
Good night.